morning and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folaring. Okay, it's Friday. Tomorrow, Saturday, then all seems to be set for the APC primary election in Ondo State. But it's not just APC, that will be ultimately contesting the election. There's also PDP in the race. Their own primaries are also holding. Well, our guest this morning is Majid Jamil, friend and journalist. Thank you very, very much for coming on.
Good morning, viewers. Good morning, Yori.
Our pleasure to have you. I was just recalling there that, well, APC, is quite in the focus, but it's not just APC. There's also PDP, in the race as well, and they are also busy with their own primaries. What's the situation? Because there are court judgments involved in this.
Yeah, PDP actually concluded their own primaries. I'm using their now. I'm not using its because there were two factions where the Markafi faction elected Eyitayo Jegede, the former Attorney General. He resigned to contest for the position. He emerged, former Attorney General, to the incumbent and outgoing Governor Mimiko emerged as the candidate. And the Sheriff faction also elected Barrister Jimoh Ibrahim, the business mogul, is from Oka Akoko. Eyitayo Jegede is from Akure, from the Central, while Jimoh Ibrahim is from the North, Oka Akoko, from the Sheriff faction. But then I think I need to explain to our viewers how he emerged, because the McCarthy faction, when they tried to appease Sheriff to drop the primary, the intended primary, which was held on 29th, I think last on Monday, where Jimoh eventually emerged. I mean, they went, when they tried to appease them, I mean, that failed, so they went to court, and there was an injunction that the primary should not hold in Ondo State. So they beat a fast one, I mean, they beat a retreat and went to Ibadan.
So they were in compliance. They did not hold in Ondo State.
They didn't hold in Ondo State.
But they went and held it somewhere else.
They held it in Ibadan, claiming that Ondo State was not safe. And of course, they have ample excuse, or rather, there's a credence to that, because the primary that produced the serving Adamawa governor was held in no, not Adamawa now, Taraba. Where Mama Taraba was involved, was held in Abuja. So they said, I mean, the primary that produced a serving governor of the PDP was held in Abuja. So they held their own in Ibadan, where they feel it's still in the southwest, and they feel that place is safe. They said they would have gone to Abuja, but because of logistics and so
no infringement of the court's order.
Yeah, Jimoh Ibrahim emerged. So we have two candidates now. However, yesterday there was another court order advising INEC not to recognize Jimoh Ibrahim as the candidate of the PDP because INEC was not present to monitor the primary that was held in Ibadan, probably due to logistic reasons of that. So that for the PDP, that's where we are.
That's the state situation.
That's
there.
the situation.
Now, with APC though, as you know, this is like a second approach.
Yeah.
In the first run-up, it was decided that they needed to shift it, which they did, and then before the day, they actually shifted again.
This is the third.
This is the third time lucky, but it looks like all is now set. Yeah. Now, a lot of water has passed under the bridge since last week when we thought the first attempt would work. Now, there seems to be better coalescing of forces. We are hearing anywhere from between 2 to 10 aspirants might indeed be stepping down for Dr. Abraham, who many say is the preferred candidate in certain quarters of APC.
Yes, I think before going to that, I think I must commend the governor of Ondo State, Mimiko. I mean, for allowing the APC to use
the dome.
The dome is like
It's a venue.
Yeah, it's a venue. It's an event center that has just been completed.
An ultra-modern.
Yeah, it's an ultra-modern event center that can seat like 5,000 people. I mean, a fantastic edifice. And APC is the first political party that will be using it. Even the PDP primary was not held there. So you see, in politics, things like this don't usually happen. Recall what happened in Rivers when Amishi was governor. I mean, there were several attempts made to stop the PDP from holding its convention at the stadium built by the state government. So, but I mean, reason prevailed, or however, that was held there then. But now, willingly, the governor has allowed the APC to use the dome. However, with a proviso that if they should destroy anything, there will be, I mean, they will sign an undertaking that it will be fixed, which I think
is standard practice.
Standard practice.
Any venue, probably there might be a deposit.
So that
so it shows that well, maybe this is something of a whiff of politics without bitterness. I'm reminded of Waziri Ibrahim of blessed memory now.
Yeah, and it might as well be softening grounds for his exit. You never know what would account for you when you leave, and I mean they start throwing banters. You never can tell. So you might say, well, you guys remember I allowed you to use the Domo when I was there. So that's just
some positivity. We're moving in that direction.
That's just by the way. But I think to the primaries, I mean a lot of noise, a lot of tension, a serious build-up. Recall that on Monday, all the aspirants and the major stakeholders in the APC in Ondo State were summoned to Abuja, to the Aso Rock Villa, where the secretary to the government of the federation read a riot act to them that they should maintain peace, and that the presidency or that the leadership of the party does not have a preferred candidate, that all of them should go to the field and canvass for votes. And I think
but that doesn't mean that it hasn't been very, very dynamic. In fact, we have our crew and the entire, we have a, comprehensive TVC crew in Ondo as we speak. Indeed, Ayo Zubakun is over there and a team. He's not even the only one. We'll be hearing from him in due course, especially because the situation seems so fluid. As I was saying, anywhere from between 2 confirmed people stepping down to up to 10. I don't know. You might have some names.
Yes,
that
yes.
You must have
As at yesterday, we heard 2 candidates, or the 2 aspirants. That was as at 10 a.m. yesterday. But as at midnight, we have 7 that have stepped down for Segun Abrahams. Their reason being that as a fallout of the meeting they had with the representative of the president, President Muhammadu Buhari, that they should allow party supremacy to prevail, and that they are not contesting for selfish interests, but it's for the interest of Ondo State, and they believe that Abrahams could achieve that for them. That they are, and I think the names are, there is a Prince Adeshida. He's a former House of Reps member from Akure Federal Constituency, and there is Paul Akintelure from Okitipupa. I mean, it's a candidate. I mean, has also stepped down.
He was running mate to.
He was running mate to Akeredolu in 2012.
Made his attempt in 2012.
Yeah, in 2012. And we also have engineer Akintika Akinola, who is from Ondo. The popular Akinola family. Those are the 3 names I can confirm that probably before the end of the program
we'll get some more names,
but at least
when we go over to Ondo, maybe the
Adeshida,
who is live.
Yeah, Adeshida actually addressed a press conference 12 midnight this morning till the wee hours of this morning. I mean, I have some of my guys on ground who give me feeds on this. So it's an interesting development, which means from 24 now we might be down to just about between 10 and 14 before tomorrow, because from the reports we are gathering, a lot more might still be stepping down for one aspirant or the other. But the aspirant that has gained most now is Segun Abrahams, because most of the the aspirants that have stepped down are pledging their allegiance and their delegates to him. So
interesting. One of the things about Dr. Abrahams that one is reading in the papers is that those that are declaring for him, among all the contestants and participants, are emphasizing what they refer to as his understanding of the economy, and that they want a politics of the economy. Politics of power is one thing, but they feel that they really need what they refer to as a politics of the economy over there. So those kind of things, it looks like it would seem that issues seem to be, you know, thriving over in the whole melee over there.
You see, the social media has really helped in pushing the level of a politicking that we practice, not only in Nigeria but all over the world. Nobody would have expected a Trump to be making the foray it's making in the United States, for example, but because Trump has been talking about the economy, and he's really making waves even against the witches and of the GOP, the Grand Old Party.
Okay.
And so Trump is talking about economy, exactly. And is gaining a lot of grants.
Yes.
And people are saying that we want less of politicians in power. And that's why a Clinton that ordinarily would have expected a no contest with a Trump is struggling. Although the figures are the figures are in favor of a Clinton, but Trump is giving a very good fact. So I'm stating this example to come down, maybe, so that we can lay credence to what we are going to talk about in Ondo State. And if you also look at Lagos State, I said it on this program, that in Lagos, for example, Akinwumi Ambode, it's not because Lagos has resources, but we have somebody who is able to manage that resources. I mean, if Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu had picked someone else, it's not as if there's no money in Lagos. Of course, there's money. I mean, I keep referring to Bayelsa, for example. There's money in Bayelsa. Bayelsa got about 17 billion, even more than 10 billion more than what Lagos gets on a monthly basis. But what do we have in Bayelsa? They are owing salaries. But Lagos is just maybe as from next month or thereabout, they'll be getting their own 13% derivation as a result. But then the management of resources is very key, especially for a nation that is in recession. Nigeria is officially in recession. We have a situation where the inflation rate is about 17%. About 26 million Nigerians are either underemployed or unemployed. So we need somebody who understands the management of the economy. Not just politicians who would go and be sinking boreholes where they don't even need it, or boreholes that won't even bring out water. So those are the key factors. But then Ondo people are saying that, fine, if this fellow is good, don't impose him on us. Let us decide whether we want him or not. But as some people will say, the chairman of the party, Isaac Kekemeke, and they are pointing accusing fingers at Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but then he has come clear to say that he has every right to have a preference for a particular candidate.
Okay, what we'll do there, let me just take a quick break. Sorry for interrupting you, and we'll be right back. Stay with us, please. Okay, welcome back. Looking to the build-up of the APC primaries. We also, said one or two words about the, the PDP primaries as well. The state that's at. In the case of APC, it's quite dynamic, not to say fluid. People are sort of rethinking their positions. people that weren't exactly on one side before have now decided for reasons, to come on to that side. And as we were saying just before we went on break, one of the candidates, Dr. Abraham, one of the reasons why a lot of people seem to be making up their mind, shall we say, changing their mind and coming on board is that if one can put it like that, a certain level of reasoning is prevailing that, look, this man has a reputation of knowing what he is talking about when it comes to the economy. Majid, our guest, has spoken about the crucial aspect of management of resources, and if anything, that's what Ondo needs, moving forward from the administration of Mimiko as a relay race. Whoever is coming on there will probably have to take the baton and run. And one of the more important aspects of life in Ondo State is going to be the economic well-being of the people. And so that's where the economy comes in. Now, Dr. Additional, is he I beg your pardon, I wanted to say, an economist?
Shegun Abrahams.
Shegun Abrahams.
Yes, he's an engineer. He's a water engineer.
Okay.
Yeah, but he has. But then we have other candidates.
I beg your pardon. Let me just take Rotimi from Apapa, who wants to join this conversation. Good morning, Mr. Rotimi.
Good morning, Mr. Yori.
Thank you for calling in.
Good morning, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead, please.
All right, sir. Concerning the issue in Ondo State.
The APC primaries tomorrow.
Yeah, the primary coming up. If actually the party, from what is going on, if they've not been able, the APC, if they are denying, they are not imposing Shegun Abraham, why then are the delegates that came from Abuja making references to what the president is saying, that party supremacy should be adhered to, or should be listened to, or should be the focus of what's going to happen? So doesn't that pretend that the party is already picking up somebody when the primary has not really been conducted? Listen to what Mr. Majid is saying.
Okay. I hear you. Thank you very much. I don't know if party supremacy, because Majid will speak for himself, but Majid did point out that they had this meeting, and what they got from the leadership of the party is that party supremacy will prevail, among other things. But that supremacy is that there is no preferred candidate, no adopted candidate, and that is the supreme position. But let Majid speak for himself.
Yeah, thank you to the caller. There are 3,000 delegates, and all of them cannot be coerced to vote for a particular candidate. I just said it, that given the peculiar nature of the economy, I mean, somebody who has an understanding of the economy, and I think there are about 2 or 3 of them there. Alhaji Jamiu Ekungba is also there, is a candidate from Owo, who is also, of course, is no relation of mine. I mean, the similarity in name, I need to make that one clear, is from Owo, I'm from Ekiti. So, he's been a managing director of a bank, he's been executive director in Afribank and Trade Bank. I mean, he's a fantastic economist. He runs his own business. He's a farmer. So he also has a very deep understanding of the economy. But what I'm saying is, we also have other candidates, other aspirants like Senator Ajayi Boroface. We have Olushola Oke, who defected from the PDP about 2 years ago to APC. We also have the Ashiva man, who is from Owo, Akinola. And also, there are about 5 of them that are. There is also Tayo Alasho Adura. Yeah. But then, the point what he's saying is that the presidency made it clear. The secretary to the government of federation, who spoke on behalf of the president, said the presidency has no anointed candidates.
Yes, but the whole issue about party supremacy.
But that they should allow party supremacy to prevail, and that there should be a free and fair primary, which is what we are going to witness tomorrow. Exactly. So, and we have about 3,000 delegates.
And what he is saying is that, why are you talking about party supremacy? Because that is usual in his mind, only when you say that, look, this is our candidate, which, by the way, that's why I suggested that perhaps party supremacy in no preferred candidate.
That candidate, yes, that they should allow the party to be. Like, for example, there were insinuations that the party chairman, Isaac Kekemeke, was removed, but the national executive of the party, the neck of the party, said no, Kekemeke remains the chairman, and they have all agreed.
That is
so
a sort of party
supremacy. Yes.
Mr. Samali, thank you for holding on. Please go ahead now.
Right. Okay, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Please go ahead now.
First, what is wrong with the Nigerian politician? I was expecting the chairman, Kekemeke. The most about him, he should have thrown in the towel so that we allow a level playing field at nominating APC candidates in Ondo State. Now, the Nigerian politicians per se, the ruling party, which is APC, and the PDP, what has gone wrong? What is the problem? Why did not share? I was telling a politician yesterday that come 2019, many a Nigerian voter will not come out to vote. We are disappointed. Are we drumming the embers of enemies of democracy coming in? Let there be a level play field. Why are we imposing candidates on the masses? The ground that's picking a candidate to be left for those who are coming for the Congress. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Jamiu just pointed out that there are 3,000 delegates.
Yeah.
How is anybody going to be able to impose on 3,000 delegates? It can't be done. Mr. Samali.
And I think I should also let
Samali
know that this primary, Kekemeke has nothing to do with it. There is a team that has been appointed by the party, the National Executive Council of the party, the neck of the party, headed by Governor Badaru. He's going to be the chairman of the Ondo State APC primary, and is the returning officer. So Kekemeke has provided his own bit is to provide the list of delegates, which he has done, and all the 24 aspirants, they have a copy of the delegates, and they have all endorsed it. They have all okayed it. So,
okay. Reverend Dominic Alimosho, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Chief Yori. How are you?
Thank you very much for calling in.
Yori, there must be a political education in our nation. Number one, there is nowhere in the world where a party will not have somebody that they trust and they believe in his character and ability to represent them. There's nowhere in the world. There's no gainsaying in America that Mrs. Clinton is the candidate of what we call the godfather of democracy in America. Politics is wrong in interest. If the interest is pure of development, the people in that party have been involved in political party before. You remember Fresh, our own is small, because we have common sense. There's no way we want somebody who will represent, let's say Channel, let's say TVC. Let's say TVC want to represent, someone to represent them in government. The editor must think Yori is better, or the other man is better. So they can throw it out. On those states, I've had this in position. The issue is that our politicians are not truthful, they're not sincere. What the issue here is national interest or the good of the people.
But Reverend Dominic, but you know all about the quest for internal democracy, as we have heard it.
That is internal democracy. I don't mean of the internal democracy here is that a political party must know somebody. This man will do well. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 of you go. But this man, in our own wisdom, will do better than ABC. This is how political party is wrong. I'm not a politician, but this is wrong. Then when our politicians say that we don't have any candidate, that is lies. And that is not even good to any political party. Let me give you an example. Think if it's the days of Awolowo. Awolowo will sit there in the bedroom and look at the man that will represent the interests of the nation, the interests of the state. Not everybody in political party has good minds, please. We have worked political party before. Number 2 is this. In this Ondo State, the party must throw it open. But they must find somebody. If they don't know someone that will do well, which means nobody is like what we call Babylon, confusion.
So, Reverend Dominic, so that I can understand you clearly, for instance, what the presidency is reported to have said, which is that there is no preferred candidate, it's a level playing field. You take exception to that position. Is that what you're saying?
Total exception. Totally. Let me say this. And Nigeria is sitting like king of gunpowder. Nobody should sit on the fence. On those states, if they know the right man, not when we talk of diversification, if the federal government has fun, if we must diversify, states must do it, local government must do it to get to the grassroots. So in that state, they must find a man who will represent the state very well.
All right.
The elders should not sit on the ground, on the fence. This is time to take a decision. And this how politics is wrong. Thank you.
All right, Reverend. Thank you very much for calling in. Majid, what do you think of the Reverend's presentation?
Honestly, he has spoken very well. And anywhere in the world, even Obama has a bias for Clinton during the.
I'm with her.
Yes.
Remember, I'm with her.
I'm with her. Yes. Even before Clinton emerged, and he told Bernie Sanders that, guy, I have a bias for this person, but I won't. Until, but he didn't actually project it openly like that until she actually emerged. But then everybody knew where Obama's mind was, and it still is. So, if, like Reverend Dominic said, if Lagosians got it right in 1999 with Tinubu, and Tinubu got it right for Lagos with Fashola and now Ambode, so who says? And even without Asiwaju Tinubu's support, probably Jonathan would have continued. Yeah. And in neighboring Ekiti states, Tinubu supported Kayode Fayemi to be governor. And today, the legacy of Fayemi is there for everybody to see. So who says the body language of Tinubu that is working for Lagos will not work for the people of Ondo State?
Okay, one moment, please. I've got to go to another quick break. Don't go anywhere, please. We'll be right back. So it's still the countdown to APC primaries in Ondo State tomorrow, 3rd of September 2016. And our guest in studio is Majid Jamil. We hope to also be able to cut to our crew that are already in place in Ondo State. Maybe we'll be able to get something from there. But Majid, we've been talking about Dr. Abrams. He's not the only candidate. There are other candidates. What are the chances of the others? Because we have to hear from them too and about them too.
Yes, like I said, we have some key front runners in the race. We have, in no particular order, Rotimi Akeredolu. He was the party's flag bearer in 2012, and is still very much in the race. We also have a Professor.
Although you pointed out that his running mate then.
Yeah, his running mate then, who is also in the race as at up until yesterday,
yes,
has stepped down, so to say, for Chegun Abrahams. And we have Professor Ajayi Brofes is a senator, is a serving senator. We also have Senator Tayo Alashu-Adura. Alashu-Adura has been a commissioner of finance in the state under, I think, he's from Akoko. He served severally in different positions, and he was the Director General of the Akeredolu campaign organization in 2012. But now he's put his hat in the ring. We also have Jamiu Ekungba. He also was an aspirant under ACN in 2012. But I think they were all advised to step down. There was no clear-cut primaries that produced Akeredolu then. he just emerged. They spoke to the other aspirants, and most of them stepped down for him. So we have Jamiu Ekungba. We also have Olushola Oke, who defected from the PDP about 2 years ago, joined the APC. He's also a strong contender. We also have Jumoke Anifoshe, former chairman of the party, and she's from the Ajashin family. I think she's a daughter of one of the daughters of Chief Adekunle Ajashin, married to Anifoshe. She's also from Owo. And we also have our friend, if I refuse to mention his name, he can go to court. He might sue us, Dr. Tunji Abayomi.
Okay, Dr. Tunji Abayomi, he's in there.
It's very much in contention, you know, and you can recall the exchange of letters.
Oh, yes, yes. Although it was all very, very gentlemanly and diplomatically done, you know, but
we understand the
a lot of tension underneath.
The tension and the messages in those letters.
Yes.
Very instructive.
Yes, and some of them quite acerbic.
Yes.
So there's that situation. He's very much in the race.
He's very much in the race, and I see him going the full hog. I don't see Abayomi stepping down for anybody.
Because that was what I was going to ask. That might Dr. Abayomi also step down? You don't see that.
He's a man of his own mind, and he believes that he can. Just like we have some of our activists in political in the political terrain, and then we have Bode Ayoninde, is popularly called Ashiva. He owns Ashiva's University in Owo. He's also from Owo. There are a lot of them from Owo. We also have Niron Sule is also in the race. So this
it's an interesting and quite a crowd as well.
Yeah, quite a crowd.
Quite a
we
crowd.
have 24 of them, but as at midnight they are down by 7. So if you take, I think we have about 14. Sorry, about 14. About 17 left in the race now. So.
And that could further be pruned down.
Pruned down.
It's possible. Anything is possible.
Before tomorrow. So it's going to be quite
what
interesting.
Do you think, Jamiu, Majid, I beg your pardon, when you, bearing in mind your experience, this kind of a thing, people talk about political horse trading, that right down to the wire, I mean, things can still be happening, people can still be realigning, moving themselves. Do you see this like that? That right up until the close to the 0 hours, people will be moving? Until
the count of the votes, you can never predict what will happen. Even somebody, I hear that some of the aspirants have started quarantining, or rather warehousing human beings. I mean, I don't see how you are. They have camped some delegates.
Well, what's the idea behind this whole camping? Is it so that people cannot reach them, to influence them, to bribe them? Is that the theory?
That is it. You see, they believe that if you house somebody, you see, but this theory doesn't always work all of the time. And I will refer to what happened at the National Convention of the party, which threw up President Muhammadu Buhari. The aspirant then that warehoused most of the delegates came third. He provided all the logistics, made hotels, went around. He had coordinators in all the states of the federation. But, I mean, it was a money bag, still a money bag. He came third. Buhari didn't spend a dime, but he won. But the message for the delegates then was, take all the money they give you, but vote your conscience. And they voted their conscience. In Edo State, it's just
so there's an impression that money is involved.
Of course, money is involved, and money will continue to play critical roles in politics.
Is that legitimate?
It's not legitimate, but in our climate, where poverty is, I mean, and people believe that. You see, the thinking of some of the, I mean, we need to say this. The thinking of some of these delegates, which is wrong, is let me grab whatever I can grab now. But the moment they get there, I won't have access to them.
You can't get hold of them anymore.
So, Yoruba says, so, okay,
at this stage, Aman Ayo Zubakun in Ondo State, I think he's in front of the APC Secretariat. Let's go over to Ondo State now. Okay, Ayo, good morning. Ayo, if you can hear us, good morning. Okay, then. So where exactly are you situated? Where are you situated, Ayo?
I'm somewhere around Oyemeku. Oyemeku is where the party secretariat of All Progressive Congress is located. And you know this is strictly an affair of the All Progressive Congress. And it's looking as if they are going to have a governorship election tomorrow, because that's the way the atmosphere has been like since we got here yesterday. But the bottom line is that the number of aspirants, that are involved in this particular primaries makes it more interesting. It's going to be keenly contested. 24 in number were accredited by the national body, National Committee of the All Progressive Congress. His Excellency Muhammadu Abubakar is expected in town. He's expected to meet with the aspirants anytime from now here at the Oyembeku Secretariat of the All Progressive Congress. But the bottom line is that we've been hearing rumor of people, this aspirants stepping down for a particular candidate, but it's a normal thing, Yori. Anytime we have elections like this, you can't confirm. I've made efforts to reach out to this aspirant to try to confirm, but some of them actually came out yesterday. As at 12 midnight yesterday, we were with a particular aspirant. His name is Prince Adeshida. He was a former member of the House of Representatives. He did confirm to us that he's stepping down for Dr. Segun Abraham. Dr. Segun Abraham is one of the leading aspirants in this particular contest. I have my correspondent, Ayo Muradeyo. Ayo Muradeyo has been the one that has been covering Ondo State for the television Continental. Ayo, yes, we were here last week, and coming here last week, the primaries were set to have been postponed. Now, what is the situation now? Are we going to have the primary election tomorrow?
Well, I can confirm to you that all is now set for the primary election of the All Progressive Congress here in Ondo State. Security men are available to ensure that the primary is successful, and INEC officials, the Independent National Electoral Commission, has also signified their interest to the part of the election to monitor the election. So it's going to be a peaceful primary election at the end of the day. Like you earlier stated, about 7 aspirants have stepped down for a particular aspirant.
So you are confirming that the 7 aspirants stepping down for exactly, what's the name of the aspirant?
Yes, 7 aspirants have stepped down for Dr. Segun Abraham. The 2 stepped down 2 days ago, and 5 also backed out of the election, that they are supporting him because of his leadership quality. So I think tomorrow we are going to have not less than 12 or 14 aspirants that will contest. But for now, some are stepping down, and the rumor is flying everywhere that some aspirants have stepped down. But I called some of them, and they told me that they have not stepped down. But for now, 7 have stepped down. They are no longer in the race.
Now, we don't know the position of the party. We don't know the position for a party. Normally, when you have the ballot papers would have been prepared right now, and I know that the ballot papers will reflect the number of people that bought the nomination form, showed interest. They paid like 7 million naira to do this, and I don't know, these people that are just stepping down 24 hours, 48 hours to the primaries, what will be the implication?
Well, as you said, if you look at it, some are stepping down because they know that they need to work together as a team to support a particular aspirant. In politics, you can't rule this kind of game out. You have to work together to ensure that you work for the development of the party. Though some of them picked their nomination forms, but they decided to step down. That is best known to them. They said they are stepping down because they know that the candidate is better than them. That's what some of them said. So I think...
All right, Ayo, let me just put you on hold now.
All right.
So somebody that will be in the better position to actually confirm the status of those aspirants that stepped down for Dr. Segun Abraham, and you've already gone ahead, the National Secretariat of the party would have gone ahead to make preparations for 24 aspirants. Will this be a formal, would there be a formal notification to this effect? I have Steve Otaloro, the party media director here.
Well, I'm not aware if anybody stepped down for Dr. Abraham, but one thing I'm aware is at the party level, we've made preparation towards this election that will be coming up tomorrow.
How many in number?
We have 24 of them, 24 of the aspirants. 24 were actually screened at Abuja, and we've made preparation for that 24. Like I said, we are not the one who is conducting the election at the state level. The National Executive Body is conducting this election. We are just involved with logistics. And logistic-wise, we've done that. We've secured 4 centers for this purpose. We've secured the dome where the election will take place, and 3 other centers where accreditation will take place, 1 per each senatorial district.
So you are using the Edo State model that before they step into the dome, they would have been accredited before they step into the dome in those senatorial districts.
Yes, exactly. That's the best. That's the better way. If that is the model used in Edo, that's exactly what we're doing here. We believe because of the crowd, we're having over 3,000 people coming for this election. All the delegates, about 3,000. So it will be difficult to compact them all in one place. So we decided to look 3 other locations. We have 3 senatorial districts in Ondo State, the north, the central, and the south. So each of these centers, they will be accredited. And immediately they will come to where they are going to vote, which is at the dome.
Exactly how many delegates are you expecting to take part in tomorrow's primaries?
Well, give and take. You know, some people have left the party, more people have been coming. Well, we have more people who came into the party, and some people have died. So give and take, we are looking at about 2,900 plus.
2,900 plus. Exactly. Now, before now, the primaries was slated earlier last week, and it was cancelled twice, and it was postponed till tomorrow. And a lot of people will look at the All Progressive Congress and they will say that we have a lot of intra-party squabbles within the All Progressive Congress. This particular secretariat that we're standing here, as at last week we saw the very, very gory picture in front of the front page of most newspapers about people coming to bring some things here to stop and locking the secretariat. Tell us about the intra-party crisis within the All Progressive Congress, and how far have you gone in stemming the tide of these agitations?
Well, when you say intra-party parties, intra-party differences, that's what I would want to use. I want to say this has been resolved. We have some people raise some agitation concerning the endorsement or otherwise of a candidate. And the national body stepped in. They were able to assure everybody that it will be a fair, everybody will be involved. There won't be a favorite. The national chairman said it, and the national leader of the party also said it, confirmed that. So that has been resolved. As I speak, all the aspirants are one. They are all united towards this election coming up tomorrow. And as we await His Excellency, the Jigawa State Governor, Alhaji Abubakar, is going to address all the aspirants by 4 o'clock today. And thereafter, a press conference will be held. The differences we have has been resolved on the party level. Like you said, we came here sometime last week, truly, and we met a lot of, I would like to call juju put in the front of this gate, the frontage of this gate, and we are amazed, actually. And I want to say, for the record, none of the 2 parties involved will have done that. No. If some people have some differences against the chairman, I'm not sure they will descend to that level.
Because I wanted to ask you that, what's the position of Isaac Ekemeke in this, because we were told earlier that he has been removed unanimously by members of the executive committee on Ondo State.
For the opting time, I'm saying it emphatically, Honorable Isaac Ekemeke remains the chairman of the party. If the chairman has not been removed, there is this insinuation from some quarters to that effect, but the National Executive Committee of this party actually affirmed his position as the chairman of the party. So Isaac Ekemeke remains the chairman of APC Ondo State.
So how about those executives that have addressed the press conference, the publicity secretary, the youth leader? They've been to several media houses and they've said they have their own acting chairman.
Like I said, people have differences and they have right to express that. But if you are going to express that, you have to go through the normal process. You don't just remove the chairman of the party from the pages of the newspaper. It's never done anywhere. There's a process. If at all you have anything against the chairman, you still have to follow this process. Some people were alleged to have signed a paper somewhere unknown to the party. And majority of those people who are alleged to have signed actually refuted it, that they never signed. As I speak, they are back into the family. They are part of this process. the logistic process that we are providing for the committee that is going to conduct this election. So we have our house intact. We are one family, like I said. Everything has been resolved.
One area that is going to be very, very tricky. 24 aspirants are going into this particular contest.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, we are going to have just one candidate.
Yeah.
And you won't rule out the fact that there might be crisis. What are those internal crisis resolution mechanisms have you put in place to make sure that some of the aggrieved aspirants will not jump the camp?
That's the more reason we're having a process that is free and fair, just and transparent. This primary election is going to be broadcast by 3 major networks live. And the process will be transparent enough for everybody to see. So at the end of the day, whoever emerges as a flag bearer, I'm sure others will agree with us that this is the man or the woman that actually won. So the process is what is going to drive the process. The process is what is going to drive the fact that we don't envisage any problem at the end of the day, because if the process is free, fair and transparent, we don't see any reason why any aspirants will want to not to agree with whoever emerges at the end of the day. So it's the process we are actually looking at, and that's the more reason that the party has invested a lot in bringing this election to the home of every Nigerians and Nigerians in diaspora. TVC, of course, is also involved to transmit this election to all Nigerians to see tomorrow. The election will start by 7 a.m. Accreditation will start by 7 a.m. and the election proper will start by 8 a.m. till 10 a.m. And from 10 a.m. the proper election at the Dome will commence. So it's a process that will be free, that will be just, that everybody will be able to see that this election is free and fair. And at the end of the day, we don't envisage anything, like I said.
This will be the first time the All Progressive Congress will be having a kind of competitive primaries on those states. A lot of people will ask you that, before now, why didn't you build the normal consensus and just adopt one person? And for you to allow 24 people going into this contest, don't you think it's going to bring a lot of acrimony?
Yeah, it's part. You see, APC in Ondo State is the biggest party in Ondo State, and we have lots of people who are still jostling to come in, and you can't deny anybody their right. It's their right to contest. So we made the process free and fair. That's the more reason you have more people who came in. In fact, there are 25 of them. The 25th person decided not to go for screening for personal reasons known to him. You see, I want to believe it's because of the party is very viable, vibrant, and most people believe that whoever emerges as, whoever gets APC tickets will definitely become the next governor of Ondo State. That's more reason we will see so many people who decided to come in, and we can't stop them. We can't stop them.
I want to thank you so much, Mr. Steve Otaloro, nice Director of Publicity of the All Progressive Congress here in Ondo State. The die is cast, and we're counting down ahead of the primaries scheduled for the 3rd of September at the Alagbaka Dome Government House. Over to you, Jory.
Thank you very much, Ayodele Ozubaku, our man with his team in Ondo State. Okay, we'll take it from here back into studio. Majid Jamil, pretty comprehensive. Now we have a much broader picture, and they also helped us by telling us that business starts tomorrow from 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And it's going to be covered by 3 networks.
And one thing I'm quite happy about is what the Director of Publicity said, that it's the executive at the state level, led by Kekemeke, has little or nothing to do about these elections, for just for them to provide basic logistics, which includes securing the venue, providing the list of delegates to be accredited, and that the person who is going to conduct, like I said earlier, the returning officer for this election is the governor of Jigawa State,
Indeed.
Abubakar Badaru.
Indeed.
So
a disinterested party.
It's a disinterested party. So it's going to be, and this will be broadcast live on 3 major networks, including TVC. So it's something everybody will see. Just the way we had the national convention of the party, where Buhari emerged. All the other aspirants started congratulating Buhari the moment he crossed the 3,500 mark. So I mean, it was so transparent that you can't cry foul. All of them.
And that, in all probability, is what's going to happen here tomorrow.
That
okay,
is
we've got to leave it here, Majid. Thank you very, very much, as always, for giving us the benefit of your insight and analysis. TVC is going to be on this, all over it, and so you'll be seeing it. It'll be as if you were in Ondo State yourself, and you'll even have options as to what other station you can view it on. Okay, so all being well, I'll see you perhaps tomorrow, but for sure on Monday with a fresh edition of the program. Bye-bye for now. I'm Yori Folari.